Hi ladies and gents, Pond here with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire. Thank you so much for your previous likes, comments and subscriptions to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, why not click on that button and ring the bell so you can get notifications for whenever I'm dropping content on the channel. And now onto the topic of this video. It is day one of SX16 Eden Conquer. Let's get straight into it. The elephant in the room. We started the day with a massive bug in our maps. As you can see, the devs have actually admitted this. They realised that they were wrong. The bug was that players were able to take high-level tiles all the way up to a level 16 tile, even when it was at 100% poison. It appears there's just something gone wrong in the code. There was actually a scenario where this happened quite a few seasons ago. I don't understand. Firstly, I don't understand how this issue could have happened, because surely we've just had SX14, SX15 Eden Conquers. You would just reload the same base code that you've used for those seasons where there weren't any issues with tiles. Obviously, this spread through the community quite quickly. We saw quite a long period of time. So where was it? It was from about +6 to +730. That they were doing significant server maintenance. We had a message on Discord saying that they might need more time. For some of us, again, our servers went down subsequently after that, because after that initial downtime, people were still able to take tiles. And then we got this kind of message much later in the game saying that the tile issue was fixed due to the incessant invasion of marauders. Morons, more like. Something went wrong with the tiles attacked by some lords. The issue has been fixed. We got 200 magic crystal, 5 times 10,000 honor points, 60 serum, and 100,000 construction materials, which I guess for everyone that is a boost to, increase your workshops on the first day. But that already, the fact that they've given this type of compensation, it skews how the season is going to develop, because a lot of players wouldn't usually, free-to-play players, small spenders, wouldn't be purchasing construction materials. So I guess if you're a spender, you're feeling a little bit aggrieved that all those other non-spenders are a little bit closer to you, potentially, or that they could, progress quicker in this season. There are so many things to talk about with this. I mean, you might be asking what's happened to those players that exploited the bug, were able to take level 14, 15, 16 tiles on day one. Well, what I'm reading from the general chat groups is that those tiles are slowly being removed from those players, because in theory it's impossible to have those level tiles on day one. So from that point of view, it is the devs can identify who has benefited from the bug. But the more difficult question to ask yourselves is, if you're a player, you took a level 16 tile, a farm, and you're benefiting from that higher level of production of the materials for the previous, say 12 hours. That's then allowed you to because you were generating more materials, you could then process a greater quantity than you usually could on the first day, and that has in turn meant that you can increase your loyalty quicker than you usually could. Plus, you've got scenarios where people might have, green points where they could upgrade. Now they've taken a 16 tile. Does that mean that they will be able to upgrade their tiles to level 16 for the rest of the season? Are the devs going to reverse that? So even though the initial problem is fixed, the ramifications and the knock-on effect that has basically been caused by this initial problem is still in the game. It's still in our seasons. For me, I don't understand why, if they put the servers into such a long downtime much earlier in the game, why didn't they just, hit the reset button, start again, message everyone saying at +12 or whatever, we're going to restart the season. Everyone just gets reset on the maps. You're staying on the same maps. You start again. Anyone that purchased a pack, you'll either get it refunded or, you'll get compensated to the same level of resources that you purchased, and then away you go. And if people, some people might complain that, it's +12 instead of reset, but us Europeans have been having to deal with 20 seasons starting at reset. So, maybe then it would be a bit of evening out. So, I don't know. It's a really difficult one. I know a lot of people are really upset. I've heard of players wanting to quit because this is the kind of final straw. It doesn't surprise me. I hear of people already wanting to give up on the season because of this. I think there's still more to come in the next 24 hours about it. And certainly I'll be keeping a close eye on what the devs are saying in terms of how they're going to rectify these kind of secondary issues that I've talked about. So, really disappointing start to the season. Let's get on to... Of course, I'll be interested to hear what everyone else is saying. I have read a lot of comments today about it everywhere. Obviously, people are really unhappy, and I don't blame them. This should have been a simple thing, day one, upload of the maps. But let's talk as well about the maps. So we've had the usual groups announced, and again, a lot of people weren't happy with how they've done it. From the look of the calculations, all of the maps are done so that each faction has very similar power. But you've ended up with scenarios where on a map there is often still like one really top level guild who then has two smaller guilds in their faction, just taking the top three as they show us. And we haven't had this kind of all-stars map where all 3 or 4 or 5 of the big hitters are all together, even though you couldn't, with four-way faction, you can't really have all 5 big hitters on there. So it's kind of difficult to balance for the devs, obviously, how the community have split themselves in terms of the power bases. That's not an easy challenge. So I think they've just gone for a purely mathematical approach. But again, you could see some maps that are potentially over before we've even begun. Just quickly looking at some of these main maps, RYS from 62 are on map 2, Deadly Sins from 477, and TO from 1. Obviously, they've got some big hitters, and 8XB as well from 154. They're making up the main alliances on map 2. Psycho's Paradise from 293, United Warriors from 76, 4KS from 120, and Creative Destruction from 289 are on map 3. Quite a few big hitters in there. And then map 4, you've got Elite from 154, Family Forever from 207, Boss from State 1, they're in State 1 now, and XKE, the other main faction, from 120. So Boss against XKE, that could be interesting as well. Map 5, you've got Blue Sea Heroes from 112, Warrior from Taiwan from 287, Endgame from 265 have ended up on map 5, and United Outlanders from 126 are making up the 4th faction. And then you've got IMS from State 1 on map 6 in faction 1, Glory and Fellowship, another 120 alliance from faction 2, Empire United Korea from 284 in faction 3, and the Exiles from 265 in faction 4. So it doesn't seem to be too many instances where you've got alliances from the same state in the same map. I'm not going to go through every single map, otherwise we'll be here forever, but obviously you can see both the first two on the screen. And if we go on to the next two groupings for states 1 to 360, you can see then that my alliance are on map 12. We're in faction 4, just COH. So we're going to be playing against Demon's Army, 2 State Warriors, Vincere Utmori, and then we're with Together as One and Team of Teams. So that's, well, we'll see how it goes. I think the map has already split two factions each against each other, so hopefully we'll have a nice competitive season, and we're hopeful that we can make the best of it. So these are the main kind of maps for states 1 to 360, and then we have some of the latest states as well. Obviously, it looks like most people are playing Conquer. Of course, it's not ideal, Conquer, because you have so many shield balls in these in this style of Eden, but at least we're all kind of catching up and doing the same thing. No further expansion, of course, this time either. Maybe we'll see that in SX17, and what I mean by expansion is some of the younger states joining the older group that obviously I'm part of. That'll be interesting for next time. Let's just go on to some of the remaining groups. So we're all the way into the 500s now for you guys in that group. I'm not going to dwell too long on these. And then the last remaining tables of groups that were announced all the way up into the 800s. So those are the main kind of alliances and maps for you guys. So those are our matchups for SX16, and let's talk about any changes to the actual Reign of Chaos map this season. So just first off, obviously in your bottom left hand corner you've got your usual Reign of Chaos quests to gain more honor points and personal achievement points. Daily tasks as well have been updated, so you will get rewards for various daily tasks like producing season materials, occupying territory, etc. So it's easier to gain those points. Of course, that's good because then you can gain more of your cumulative points to unlock new icons in your chat. I have got this second one, I just haven't unlocked it yet. Let's go into the main season menu, and you've got your schedule still available here to show you what you should be doing. Your R4 and R5s can set your schedule so that you know what the plan is for the day. You've still got your merit totals here. You've got we've obviously got faction missions again, and then you've got your season contribution. I've been really behind for the day. I'm way behind on where I usually want to be on day one, but I just was working a night shift yesterday, woke up late and then straight into work again. My routine's been a bit of a nightmare. Let's look at the kind of main menus here. So like I said, you've got the normal quests to complete, and we'll have our guild missions each week, which will give you some more honor points and of course the honor coins to use in the shop, season shop. Seasonal challenge, as we've seen for the previous 2 or 3 seasons, you've got elite and epic rewards, which is going to give you various unlocks and rewards such as more honor coins, tiles, marching speed ups, increasing capacity of your workshops. Bio skins are back in the rewards. It looks like the same as last year. We'll talk about that a bit more in later in the video. And yeah, nothing really stands out as being like new or innovative in this reward scheme for seasonal challenge. I will unlock epic. That is something I do spend every season on because it really is worth it. You get so many rewards, all these super recruitment tickets, war badges, etc. And it hasn't updated on my version on my laptop, but it's just basically the same. It's just a different coloured. Let's just go into decorate. So the actual Marching Legion skin, it has the same stats as last season. It's another bear, and it's giving you a plus 12 Chaos Might and plus 12 Chaos Resistance. So there's nothing new for that. Let's go jump back into the menu. Faction mission. Again, you've got your 4 different factions. It doesn't matter. This is not directly related to the actual factions on the map. It's just the heroes that are split into the 4 different factions, and you use the heroes to obviously go on the tasks. That's how it works. You've still got your faction intel. You're going to need to unlock your rewards at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60 once you've unlocked all the faction intel. And again, this season it's an X15 legendary recruitment selection card. It's not a current season. That seems to be the way the devs are going because it's obviously too easy to unlock on faction missions. But don't forget, you really want to be doing these early levels as quickly as possible. Not only do you get honor coins, but you can also get more construction material, 50,000 a pop. So it is worth focusing on and maximizing your faction missions every day in the first week. Guild menu is much the same as before. I'm playing with COH again this season. Looking forward to that. With Gus leading us, we're already up to 93 members. All the kind of different options that you've seen before. I'm not going to spend any time dwelling on that. Season rewards. So we do have one. Big thing is obviously it's still split to faction, guild, personal merit, personal achievement. The tickets are X17 tickets. That's what they're saying. So maybe they are going with this format where you will get tickets that will allow you a chance to get the next season hero, but you'll only be able to redeem them after the season is finished. We also have these Conquest Nickel and Conquest Coins, which, again, there's a different menu in the store, which season store, we're going to have a look at that. There's still Orichalcum, Bio Skins, the usual Honor Coins, etc. Personal Merit, you get Ranked 1 gets this exclusive medal, 300 Conquest Coins, and then it obviously ranks down. So those of you that like to be top on the map for merit, you will get rewards there. And then your personal achievement, again, if you hit 15,000 plus points, you'll get an X17 recruitment card. They are these Conquest Coins and Nickels available. Orichalcum, 250 Bioskins, 100,000 Honor Coins. The second level is 10,000 or less, and you can see what you get there. While we're in rewards, actually, let's just jump into season hero preview. So I'm wondering if that we're not going to get the current season reward banners because they're not on this preview screen right now. You've just got the X1 and X2 tickets, which are just old SX1 heroes, and then the SX2 and SX3 for those of us in the old states. We know them as SX2 and SX3. And you've got these X5 tickets again that give you the option for anything from X1 to 5. Obviously, Liberator's an SX5 hero, and Ashen is an SX5. It still begs the question, will we, surely at some point we need to get an X6 to X12, say, banner at some point, maybe? I don't know. Or just get rid of that 2 to 5 tickets. Most people have got all those heroes maxed. They don't need them. It's just a waste. Even with the S1 to S4 tickets, we're still getting those as well. I question whether it's worth doing for players that are so far into the game, 4 years into the game. You've got your usual leaderboards for factions, guilds, cumulative personal merit. No change there. Imperium Era, that's back as well. So make sure you're doing the correct tasks within the designated time frame to gain these rewards. And then we've got the season store, which you can see we've got merit back again. Make sure you're picking up your 200 boxes of construction materials each week, only 5,000 points each. Everything else looks the same. Honor shop, again, pick up your Super Dragonite, pick up your war badges, and for those of you also doing your advanced gear, you want to be able to get your blood-soaked Dragonite and your Dragon Crystals. We do have the X16 chests in the shop as well, which is what you've seen previously, where you can get copies of the current hero, 1600 fragments. We'll talk about that again in a minute. Conquest Store. So this is the new thing. Now, there are some castle decor, for instance, available, but to use your coins on, but they're only 30 days. So I don't really think this is a great a great improvement. Some of these castle skins are okay, like the stats aren't top level. You're getting 1 HP there. I don't know. What else is in here? It's just badges, really. X15 Conquest Medal. Why do I want that? And they're 200. So I don't really think this is a great idea. Surely it would have been better to have, say, something in here that is, say, 2,000 Conquest coins and it's a permanent skin. Surely that would have been worthwhile. I don't really understand how this is a massive benefit. And the skin store, again, massive disappointment. No new skins. The pricing is still the same. 1,600 bio coins to unlock the skin. We've had, even just in the last week and a half, 5 new skins in the game. Those S1 heroes, I know that was available through Recruitment, but you could have put them in here at a cheaper price maybe. There's no change. Still, Beast Queen is at 400 coins. Like, why put her in there? Surely we're at SX16. If someone wanted to get Beast Queen, they would have got her by now, or they would have got the skin by now. And then, yeah, we've got Lawman, Bleeding Steed, and Rosen. I get that they were available last season. Yeah, keep them in there for this season. But why aren't you adding any new ones? Like, additional options available to everyone in the game. That's what I would say about that. And obviously this price, I still do not agree with this high price. It should be half the price, in my opinion. 800 to 1,000 max. So that actually everyone can get a couple of skins a year. That's all we're talking about here. Anyway, that's my rant about the skin store over. Of course, we do have the heroes as well. The new, day one, we do have seasonal banners. And we all know already that these S16 heroes are set up differently to previous ones. You've basically got about 10 times more chance of acquiring them. But it still is going to be difficult to max them because you require 34 copies. But I am hearing that players are maxing them quite quickly, and I've seen screenshots of people getting like even 4 or 5 copies in a single batch of 11. So it's going to be interesting to see how many you can get. And you can see from the banner, they are the only heroes you can get, only seasonal heroes you can get. You are guaranteed to get those heroes. So how many people max these heroes in week 1, particularly people that already picked up 8 copies of maybe 1 or even 16 copies from their rewards tickets previously. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot of players with these heroes maxed in the next couple of days. Personally, for me, I would have loved to have seen a different format. I know they've been testing this other 8-way faction format, which my understanding is the feedback that I've seen from players. People aren't overly enamored with it in the younger states where they've been trialing that. But I'm pretty sure. I mean, the only plus really right now is that obviously we don't have Wonders this season. I think that's a benefit. I think Wonders is done with, quite frankly. And yeah, I'm just hoping to. I mean, last season was pretty full on, more full on than I thought it was going to be. We'll see how it goes now. It's not such a busy time of the year for me with work. So hopefully I can enjoy it and be a bit more active, even though day one hasn't been great. So there we go, guys. That is everything I wanted to discuss about my first thoughts on SX16, Eden Conquer, and going through everything with you. Of course, I'll be interested to hear your thoughts. Were you hoping for a different structure this season? Are you happy with your map? Are you happy with the new elements added in that Conquest Store in the Season Store? Did you want to see new skins in the skin store, etc.? Pop all your comments in the comment section down below. And if you've liked this video, please do click on that like. And if you could share this video on my channel, in your Alliance chat, Province chat, and through Line, WhatsApp, Viber, Discord, whatever you use to communicate with your fellow players in the game, that would be very much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.